Hi everyone. Actually making another video, but today's topic is actually slightly different from the other things that I've actually made. I mean, the other content that I created so far. So I'm actually going to make a little bit of kind of detractors actually today from what I used to talk about. And the topic of today's video, okay, is based on the two movies. Okay, this is actually a franchise of two movies. The first being the 2009, the 2009 movie The Orphan, followed by the recent 2022 prequel, the prequel, which is entitled The Orphan First Kill. So my video is basically about this. There's something wrong with uh, the Orphan First Kill. Okay, I'm actually giving a bit of a film critic, film critic or film criticism. Not so much just from a very much, not just much from the the psychotherapeutic point of view, but more so from the point of view of a construction of a film plot. Okay, so those who actually have watched either one would know that the Orphan, the movie, okay, is about this Eastern European girl who looked as if she was like maybe at the most 9 to 13 years old. Yeah, I think 13. Yeah, more like 13 years old. Um, by the name of allegedly by the name of Esther Albright, at least in the orphan, who was adopted by a family, and the Colemans actually, thought initially she was just a very talented girl with artistic painting talents, but later on, as time went by, the mother especially, uh, and that was in the 2009 movie. She found out that the girl was actually 33-year-old woman, yeah, who was suffering from some form of genetic dwarfism. Something wrong with there was something wrong with the pituitary gland, yeah, or it's called hypopituitarism, yeah, something like that. And because of that, as that girl called Esther uh, could not grow up. She constantly looked like a 13-year-old girl. But of course, Esther being who she is, I mean, since she's 33 years old, had some, wrinkles around her neck, but she kept on hiding it with a ribbon, okay, a band. And she was extremely violent and psychopathic. So not only was she crazy in that she tried to kill the younger son, okay, yeah, the young son of the Coleman, yeah, miss of the Coleman wife, yeah, but she tried furthermore to have an incestuous relationship with her father. Yeah, it was like pretty creepy, but when it came to the prequel, the Orphan First Kill, you see this kind of tropes being rehashed again, but it's an origin story. So because of that, you get a sense of, okay, this is a movie that's trying to tell us a little bit more of how this girl called Esther, who's actually a psychopath by the name of Lena, and who originated from this asylum or mental health facility in Estonia, yeah, called the Sane Institute, Saarne Institute. How she actually managed to get out and create her killing sprees uh, of different father figures and their families. So I would say that the prequel First Kill is not that much more original when it's using the same old tropes, the hackney tropes. Yeah, these are very hackney tropes of this female psychopath who's stunted genetically and hormonally, that she cannot even grow tall or grow older. I mean, at least in her appearance. minus the neck, which was kind of wrinkled for a 13-year-old. I mean, someone who claims to be 13-year-old. And on top of that, yeah, the whole thing about how she managed to pick up that skill of painting, such that beneath her painting there's a layer of fluorescent uh, paint, which when being uh, I mean which when you I mean when the light is being shone on, um, reveals a lot of her very morbid psychopathic fantasies, such as killing the family, uh, yeah, shedding blood, and having sex with the father. Yeah, it's disturbing on many levels for those who are unable to actually uh, tolerate that particular genre of the slasher thriller genre. Yeah, and for me, I find that what actually makes The Orphan successful as the original um, installment was precisely what actually made the prequel very very much campy, over the top, and also pretty unsatisfactory, especially in terms of its ending. If you were to actually watch the prequel, which is actually establishing how she managed to get out and kill different people, you actually, I mean, it's pretty explanatory in the sense that it tells you how she manages to get out. Like, she seduces the guard, kills him while seducing him, and she also manipulates the other people in the mental health facility, I mean, who were also crazy, getting them to kill and hurt other people, including the guards. And she sneaks into uh, the car of a therapist, yeah, a therapist, and kills her as well, right in Estonia before. And then after that, she uh, pretends to be a lost orphan to a police in Estonia, yeah. And but I mean, that was right after she had actually managed to search the therapist's computer to find out a database of missing American children. And while claiming to be lost, and when she eventually gets back to this, she didn't get back, she gets to this family, the Albright family, whose child she actually resembles. I mean, that's pretty fine. You can expect all this to be rehashed, that she has a obsession with the father and things like that. But what actually made kind of like made very dissatisfying, yeah, it's very dissatisfying and very unsatisfactory for me, was when you realize, okay, you know what, the Orphan, which actually had a tagline, "There's something wrong with Esther." It actually showed a portrait of a mother who was actually, that was Mrs. Coleman, who I can't remember her name. I think it's Trish. Is it Tricia? I think it's Kate. Yeah, Kate Coleman. She was trying very hard to actually cope with the grief of the loss of her third daughter, whom she lost in childbirth. And so, obviously, Esther was supposed to be the replacement. And of course, finding out that Esther was not really who she is, she tries to protect her family. Okay, this is in The Orphan, but in the prequel, The Orphan First Kill, uh, you virtually don't get a sense of anyone that you can sympathize with. The brother, the older brother, yeah, who become, I mean, whom Esther, the character of Esther, joins uh, as the very first family that she masquerades as the lost child of. He turns out to be the one who had actually killed the original child, Esther. So, of course, the mother, Tricia, Tricia Albright, had known all along that this Esther was not a real one. So she was actually helping um, the son, who's a fencing champion, whatever, to cover up, and she helps Esther to kill the policeman who was investigating the case. And yeah, it's just like you realize at the end of it, oh, so this family of the Albrights, the mother and the son are probably psychopathic, or they have some psychological issues too. So I mean, for the same reason that it is possible and very logical that we would actually sympathize with or empathize with the Coleman family in the original one, I mean in the first The Orphan, it is almost next to impossible to feel any kind of sympathy for the um, Albright family, which was the original adoptive family for the psychopathic Esther, whose original name is actually Lena. And of course, I mean, the acting is pretty good, at least, I mean, on the part of Isabel Furman, who was acting as the character of Lena slash Esther. But yeah, on a very, on the level of psychology and everything, I found it was pretty torturing in that sense that I am a bit haunted, and I just thought that it was going to be really triggering for those who have gone through any kind of situation where they were manipulated by someone very narcissistic or psychopathic. And yeah, I mean, like, we know that narcissists and psychopaths don't exactly differ very much. Okay, but that's it for today. Okay, about my 2 cents worth concerning the movie. um, yeah, so I hope everyone has a good night, and I'm actually going off looking yeah, I'm logging off soon. Okay, thanks very much. Bye bye.